Hello, good morning, and a happy new month to you. Welcome to Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. October is here, and we pray that October will be good to all of us. You're welcome to the show. It promises to be interactive, very engaging, and so let's hear from you. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and your contributions via the WhatsApp number. And of course, let us know your thoughts as well via our socials. We're live on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're active on X. We're active on Instagram. And then, of course, you can enjoy some video content from Channel One TV on TikTok as well. Now, it's a twin awareness month, if you like, a double awareness creation month. And so the month of October is dedicated to creating awareness on breast cancer, for which reason it is dubbed Pink October. And so we would like to entreat everybody to pay particular attention, both male and female, to their breasts, get tested, examined, and of course, as we all know, prevention is better than cure. Now, the month of October is also a cybersecurity awareness month. And so in this month of October, we'll be creating awareness, and in that spirit of awareness creation, we'll be airing a series of cybersecurity content, Safer You, throughout the month of October, and we will be speaking to some experts along a number of topics. These topics will be serialized, and so we're going to be bringing you a series called A Safer You, and these topics will touch on password management and two-factor authentication, mobile device security. We'll be looking at surfing the web and software updates. We'll look at online scams, AI-driven scams, as well as online shopping and internet banking security, among other things. So these are some of the areas we'll be looking at in our series dubbed A Safer You, as part of our Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Now, it's important that you join us in this so you are aware, you are updated, because these scammers, these fraudsters online, if you like, they are updating themselves, or they are devising new tools round the clock. So every second they learn something new. And so you who is a target should not sit back and play catch up. You should know what is happening, what is trending, what tools are being deployed to scam you, so you are able to protect yourself from these scammers. There's a recent trend that's been going on using some of our presenters. AI will develop a voice and then they'll put some funny caption as though we are advertising some online trade or online investment or whatever. Please ignore all of such. We're not doing anything like that here at Channel One or at City FM. Ignore all of that. Recently, I got a call from someone pretending to have sent me whatever, I have won something, they wanted to defraud me. But Charlie, me myself, Nankasaro, the number behind zero is where I sit. So I don't know what he was expecting to win, but the fact that he was able to generate a certain code to send to me and ask me to repeat same code to him, if I had done that, then he would have gotten access to my online information. So please join us this month of October as we create awareness on cyber security, and of course as we create awareness on breast cancer as well. Breast cancer is taking a great many lives, and now that there's enough information about it, we should be able to prevent such avoidable deaths. And so we'd like for you to join us even as we embark on this journey of awareness creation together. So it's Pink October, and it's a Cybersecurity Awareness Month as well. The theme for our series, which will be airing on the show, or the interviews, the conversations we'll be having with the various aspects, is dubbed A Safer You. You need to be aware in order to stay safe. So please make a date with us here throughout the month of October as we create awareness on these two if you like, topical issues or quite important issues. Breast cancer on one end and cybersecurity on the other. But let's say thank you to all our sponsors, all our supporters, all our partners for the City Business Olympics. An absolute phenomenal event, if you ask me. A huge success, which we could not have achieved on our own without your support. And so this morning we're saying thank you to our partner, Side Hustle, who partnered 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. And then we say thank you to our sponsors, Universal Merchant Bank, UMB, and Eden Heights. And we also say thank you to our supporters, Bethel Logistics, Dampon Healthcare, as well as Hallmark Cafe. I want to say thank you to all of you for being part of making the City Business Olympics 2025 a huge success. And we say thank you to all participating companies for bringing out your competitive spirit and, of course, engaging in the various sporting disciplines that were exhibited at the City Business Olympics 2025. You guys were amazing. From the tug of war to the lime and spoon sack race, 7-a-side football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, swimming, Scrabble, chess, draft, arm wrestling. Oh boy, you guys were amazing. It was just beautiful to watch. And so we want to say thank you to all of you for being part of the City Business Olympics 2025. We look forward to seeing you next year for the 2026 edition. God giving us grace. All right, now jump onto the Google Play Store, download the Channel One News app, and you can have access to all the news, relevant as it is, updated, current, factual, and accurate. You understand? So go onto the Google Play Store and download the Channel One News app from the Google Play Store, and you can stay updated on the go. Right. Let's get into the newspapers now. I'll start off with the Ghanaian Times. Front page says, Ghana's water resources decline from 1,900 cubic meters per person in 2016 to 1,500 now. Ghana's water resources declined from 1,900 cubic meters per person in 2016 to 1,500 now. And this data is according to the Water Resources Commission. President holds crunch meeting with CSOs over illegal mining menace Friday. So this Friday, October 3, the president has invited over 60 civil society organizations and religious bodies to engage on this matter of illegal mining. WaterAid Ghana launches 18.9 million cedis wash projects in Upper East region. German government to help Ghana strengthen regional security. FERSOG calls for regulatory framework to guide surrogacy practice. So that's the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Okay, City Business is featured on the back page. Corporate Ghana shines at 2025 City Business Olympics. Corporate Ghana shines at 2025 City Business Olympics. It's on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. So when you grab a copy, you can literally walk through the events as it unfolded at the City Business Olympics 2025 when you grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And of course, you can see a lady in a tug of war competition representing our sponsor, UMB, Universal Merchant Bank. Unfortunately, they didn't win the tug of war, but they were very competitive in the sport. So yeah, grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times. You can get the details thereof. But of course, stay with us here on Channel One Television as we'll be bringing you video reports and of course clips from the City Business Olympics. And then the second story on the back page has to do with the WaterAid Ghana launching 18.9 million cedis wash projects in the Upper East region. So that's it for the Ghanaian Times newspaper. I'll take you to the Daily Guide newspaper now. Daily Guide says, Iyoko seizes Wuntumi's 15 luxury cars. Iyoko seizes Wuntumi's 15 luxury cars. Fuel station owner cries foul over Total Energies standoff. Fuel station owner cries foul over Total Energy standoff. Claims of 3 billion cedi NLA giveaway false. That's according to CIBI. Boakye Ejakun declares NPP chairmanship bid. Boakye Ejakun declares NPP chairmanship bid. And then you have Justice Kolendi, Jakpa dragged to CID. Then the announcement, Daily Guide resumes Saturday publication. So that's the Daily Guide newspaper. I'll go to the Chronicle. The Chronicle newspaper says, fuel dealer flaws Total Energies in court. Oil giant ordered to issue release letter within 30 days to the defendant. Fuel dealer flaws Total Energies in court. Oil giant ordered to issue release letter within 30 days to the defendant. American in court for dealing in gold without license. Okay. Eastern Region NPP MPs deny Colin Bryan to retract their endorsement of Bawumia. It's getting murkier and murkier. Eastern Region NPP MPs deny Colin Bryan to retract their endorsement of Bawumia. Now, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 22 to 23 says, do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court, for the Lord will take up their case and will exact life for life. Proverbs 22, the verse number 22 to 23. Do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court, for the Lord will take up their case and will exact life for life. So that's the Chronicle newspaper. When you go to the back page, your sports stories are there. The UEFA Champions League is back. Promises to be exciting today. Yesterday, some interesting fixtures. Real Madrid won, Atalanta won, and a number of them. Today, Barcelona will host holders Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal, the Gunners, will take on Olympiacos at the Emirates. Juventus will seek maximum points when they visit Villarreal. We expect Thomas Partey to be in action. And then Manchester City will travel to Monaco to play away there. So some fixtures there. Well, now that the communication minister has given you some offerings, you can pay your DSTV and enjoy the matches. Well, let me go to the Herald newspaper now. Musa Dankwa's presidential ambitions polls breaking up NDC and Mahama government. Musa Dankwa's presidential ambitions polls breaking up NDC and Mahama government. Ghana's military recruits 12,000 soldiers nationwide. Reduced fees, issues fraud alerts. Okay. OSP tightens news on MIF raiders over $119 million gold due. OSP tightens news on MIF, that's MIIF, Minerals Income Investment Fund. OSP tightens news on MIF raiders over $119 million gold deal. CIBI slams Fourth Estate and MFWA, that's the Media Foundation West Africa, over report on NLA KGL lottery deal. Margins ID Group's Ghana card model draws continental interest. Togbi Fiti alarmed at drug smuggling on Aflao border. Togbi Fiti alarmed at drug smuggling on Aflao border. So that's the Herald newspaper for today. Let's go into Elvis Darko's The News Center newspaper. Total Energies cripples dealer. Workers in the area have turned the idle station into a daytime parking lot. This says Thomas Kofi Class Peters filling station remains shut for 2 years. Okay. Ministers contradict each other on unpaid teachers' salaries. AI coding to drive telecom growth, that's according to Bluet. Ambulance case, Kulendi Jakpa dragged to CID. And then you have Dame faces CID probe today. Right, details of these stories and more in the News Center newspaper. Let's go to the New Publisher. Antichrist candidate Wahala. Abronya wants showdown with NPP disciplinary committee aired live on TV and radio. And who will pay for that? If you have gone to do your own thing, they've invited you to appear before the disciplinary committee. I mean, so what? The reasoning is that he saw the letter inviting him out there on social media. You have responded to same on social media. Now you want live TV. Who will pay for the airtime? Well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it should be open to the public. But if you say live on TV, will you pay for the airtime? Antichrist candidate Wahala. Abronya wants showdown with NPP disciplinary committee aired live on TV and radio. CIBI slams fourth estate over NLA KGL report. Headmaster caught fondling SHS girl's breast. Well, we know that he's been removed by the GES. We'll see how that story also pans out. To keep an eye on it. All right. So from the new publisher, I'll take you to the Ghanaian publisher. MPs dare Brian, name snitches or apologize. MPs dare Brian, name snitches or apologize. Mahama drags CSOs into Galamsey. Hey, Charlie. Ghanaian publisher, this is your headline. Okay. It's an invitation to the CSOs for a meeting on Friday, October 3. By the way, it's captured. Okay, well, we'll see. CID asked to probe Kulendi and Jakpa over alleged plot to derail Atoforsen trial. And CIBI slams fourth estate over shoddy NLA KGL probe. Okay. The Inquisitor says, tracing alleged loot, OSP cages Dr. Sledge. Tracing alleged loot, OSP cages Dr. Sledge. CIBI faults fourth estate on NLA KGL deal report. 15 Eastern Region NPP MPs chase Brian. TCDA boss addresses Anrag. So that's the front page of the Inquisitor. The Informer is here. Informer says OSP nabs Sledge over MIF cash. 15 Eastern MPs reaffirm support for Baumia. NACOC chief collaborates to fight illicit drug. Road crashes claim 1,937 lives in 8 months. NLA KGL agreement. Chamber faults fourth estate. Tamale Hospital pays ghost about 1.5 million cedis. See, this you are the head of an institution, a medical facility. Your staff has died. You attended the funeral of that staff. You made a donation at the funeral of that staff. Yet you superintended and authorized the payment of salaries to that staff for over 2 years. Hey! I say we all sit down and blame the politician. The politician is corrupt. We will blame government. This one is a government. Is it a politician? That you have a staff who has passed on. God rest his soul. You attended the funeral of that staff. You made a donation to the funeral of that staff. You go back to the office. You superintend an authorized payment of salary to the same dead staff for over a period. And now we are being told Tamale Hospital pays ghost about 1.5 million cedis. The Public Accounts Committee, we hope this one, you don't let it slide. You need to deal with this matter. What? Anyways, let me wrap up the newspapers with the Custodian. The Custodian says, Abronya demands live broadcast to prove Ken's anti-party actions. Justice Kulendi, Richard Jakpa to face CID over obstruction of justice. CIBI blast fourth estate for unethical probe into NLA KGL deal. Mention traitors among us. 15 Eastern Region pro-Baumia MPs dare Brian. So that's the Custodian newspaper. Let me take you online. I'll start off with channel1newsonline.com. channel1newsonline.com. Galamsey, devastating state of Ayensu River, picture report. David Kweku Sechi of Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM has a picture report. Go online and you see the level of devastation as a result of illegal mining, Galamsey activities. So Galamsey, devastating state of Ayensu River. You get a picture report on that on channel1newsonline.com. AI in tertiary education must be guided by ethics. That's according to GTech. Petition or not, I stand by my words. Abronye to NPP. CSO's dialogue. Galamsey talks fruitless without concrete action. That's President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, speaking there. Justice Kolendi, Jakba dragged to CID over alleged interference in Atuforsen trial. Other stories. Abronye DC accepts NPP disciplinary invitation, calls for live hearing. Ex-NLA board chair sues MFWA for 10 million Ghana cedis over KGL report. Poor feeding a major trigger for prison riots. That's the Director General of the Ghana Prison Service, Mrs. Bafoboni. Yesterday, she was at the Public Accounts Committee. EduWatch condemns sexual misconduct at KNUST Senior High School, demands tough sanctions. Teachers' salary arrears to be captured in next budget. That's according to Deputy Finance Minister. 5 CD daily feeding for inmates approved. Prisons Director General reviews show evidence of apology over Baumia's endorsement. 15 NPP MPs to Brian Achampong. Now let's go to citynewsroom.com real quick and bring you some stories from there. Citynewsroom.com. Galamsey fight. Mohammed's measures need collective support. That's according to Professor Ransford Jampo. Ghanaians are shunning loans and it's a worry. Here's why. When you go to citynewsroom.com, you get the details. Sylvia Owusu-Ankoma appointed new CEO of Ghana Telecommunications and Digital Chambers. From price cuts to bouquet shifts, Ghana's DSTV standoff ends in compromise. GTech seeks support, not suppress, tertiary institutions. That's according to Professor Abdullahi Jinapo. Ghana to roll out HIV preventive drug in 2026. And then the photo report I mentioned earlier by David Kweku Sechi. Community suffer as Galamsey contaminates Ayensu River. So you get the details when you go online, citynewsroom.com, as well as channel1newsonline.com. This is Breakfast Daily. Stay with us. When we return, we'll begin the news review segment.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. Yeah. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, you should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut.
How Zebaut there?
Zebaut won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play,
He's not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Moria picking, a picking. No,
Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. What's the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Me ke man bi mo no Kofi Adam no my kami. Matwale. Man ke la ke no ya ne. Meneke. Fe won sha ko ba club me fe ke DJ. Ni wo hia ka wo she. Ye Yesu gba mi. Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not to match or chinampe, no, complain there in the sense, why do I share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or haunting no complaints now, baby, into the fair and tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story. And we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together. It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society.
Where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope.
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school. So having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you are actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not to na ko complain there in the sense no why do I share one rooms na dey it doesn't smell pleasant or hunting no complaints na be bring to the fair no tum.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story. And we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality.
Hello there. Thank you for your time this morning. It's the first day of October, Pink October, and it's dedicated to breast cancer awareness creation. And so you're going to be seeing a lot of pink on the television. Don't get scared. Just go get checked. All right? Let's all get checked. Let's know our status. So together we can prevent breast cancer deaths. There's a lot of information about breast cancer now, and so we shouldn't be struggling in dealing with breast cancer related deaths. And also the month of October is dedicated to cyber security awareness creation. And so we'll be running a series on television under the theme A Safer You. Be sure to join us, stay with us here on Channel 1 Television as we bring you experts to discuss various topics along the line of cyber security. But at this very moment, we're getting into the news review segment. The gentlemen are here seated, so we're going to do a quick introduction and we'll begin the conversation. To my immediate right is Wanda Madilo of the NDC's National Communications Team. Good morning, Wanda.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to you.
Seated.
I heard you talking about breast cancer.
Yes.
When you get back. I'm interested. I want to.
Very well. Seated next to him, Engineer Michael Kosidede is here. Good morning, Engineer.
Good morning.
Good to have you. And then we have Dennis Miracles Abuaje, aide to Dr. Mahamudu Baumia. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning.
I trust you're well.
Yes, I'm waiting for the Milo to cool down.
This is actual Milo,
Yes.
Not Ganamse water.
No, it looks like, but this one has milk. That's the only difference.
Okay. Very well.
Very close to the Kwenyako I used to river.
Very well.
But this one has milk.
Very well. Wanda, you said you have something to say about breast cancer.
No, I was wondering why it's always about breast cancer and not the other ones.
Which other ones?
The breast and other things come, together to increase Ghana's population.
Let's get into our conversation.
No, I'm asking why the others are not tested. That's what I'm asking for.
Oh, but the others are tested.
When?
Men test for prostate.
Awareness for prostate.
Yes.
When?
I can't remember the month.
We should be doing it together.
There's cervical cancer awareness, there's prostate cancer awareness.
In my view, we should take it together.
Maybe you can start an advocacy, dedicate a month to it, and we'll also
So at the end of this program, allow me to
Very well.
make that passionate appeal. That in October we should do both breast and
breast and
testicles.
Very well.
Yes.
Very well. Thank you, Wanda. All right, let's get into the fight against illegal mining. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is set to engage over 60 civil society organizations on Friday, October 3, which engagement is seeking to harness possible strategies to dealing with this menace, which has almost become an albatross hanging on our necks. Wanda, I'll start off with you on this menace. I mean, there's enough input out there. These CSOs have been speaking over the years. Does it require a meeting?
I think that many of the people who make this argument, whether it requires a meeting or not, are only quick to say, oh, well, all those meetings end up in talk shops. But John Mahama, His Excellency, has never had any of such engagements since he's been in office. Right. And so we should cut him some slack.
He's met with the Catholic bishops.
When Catholic bishop is just one.
He's met with individual organizations, just that he's not met them as a group.
No problem. So you are making it clear that he's not met them as a group. Now, first of all, we need to understand the origin of NGOs. NGOs are largely based on what we call the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Right. And out of the 16 Sustainable Development Goals, about 5 of them is directly linked to the environment. The President just returned from the UN, and he felt that it would be good to engage those within that space. Of course, not every NGO is invited to such a meeting. We're talking about NGOs whose core mandate is related to the environment. So you're dealing with Trees for Life, you're dealing with those with water, CSO in water, in poverty alleviation,
wash programs,
in mining and all that. So this is targeted group of people who needs to be at that meeting. Number 2, the meeting is also to afford them the progress that has been made so far, because there's a lot of misinformation, especially when you have political parties that have made it their mantra to go along a certain line, even with the obvious progress that is being made within the sector. You just
progress is being made.
Yeah, of course, a lot of progress is being made. A lot of progress is being made.
Such as?
We didn't meet it the way it was. It is today. And so all the interventions government has made over the period needs to be put out. And one of the ways to put out is to engage the people within that space, that play within that space and all that. Number 3, one of the things government also wants to do is to cure disinformation or misinformation that we have had over the years, where people pick water from a river that some few months ago or so, whatever, a year ago, and still present it as though, and there is no basis for some of those. You just see somebody, I'm holding a bottle of water, this is from Ancobra, and this is from wherever. Yes,
but we don't know the actual date where that water was collected.
That water was collected.
That's what you're saying.
That's also very key to us. I mean, in terms of the information we put out. Again, President himself wants to speak to the CSO to tell them exactly what is happening. What are the measures being taken? For instance, almost all the forest zones have been declared security zones. That will be instructive for the president to alert the citizens. At least he's been voted, he needs to give account of what is happening and all that. So I don't see this as a talk shop, but rather it to be an eye-opener for many of the NGOs within that space or the CSO within that space, and then to bring them up to speed on what government is doing going forward. Some say, well, we have had engagement in the past and It was under the MPP government, they've had some of those engagements. We have not directly had some of those detailed engagement at the highest level, which is the presidency, as the president seeks to do now. So we should cut the president some slack and allow him to do what he's going to do. We've elected him for 4 years, and he has a mandate to fix this economy, fix this country, fix all the issues, including the environment. And so I'm very optimistic that this meeting will go a long way to address some of the teething issues that we find within.
On the water space, that you mentioned, if you watched Channel One News last night, or even if you go to Channel One News online now, our own David Kweku Sechi was in some mining areas over the weekend, and he has a picture report online. Kwenyako Headworks is there, Okitil is there, Winneba Waterworks is there, even the estuary where the river enters the sea is there, Pamfukrum, Winneba Waterworks, and you can see the level of devastation. It's all there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, nobody is trying to belabor the point when it comes to Galamsey and this menace. And I am not going to sit down here and tell you that, oh, everything has been fixed. I also know that it won't be fixed overnight.
Right.
If you understand a little bit of chemistry and how some of these waters were polluted and what level of time, what strand of time it would take to clear, some of this, sensationalism is unnecessary for me. Because if you understand, even common swimming pool water, when it gets milky, how many minutes does it take to be addressed? It takes a long time to address it, maybe a whole day to address it. And this time you are talking about rivers that have spanned kilometers, rivers that have already even entered into the sea, rivers that have also been polluted by many other sources of chemical pollution. The one in the swimming pool is not even from cyanide or from mercury or any of the sort. But it takes time for some of those things to be settled. Yeah. Number two, I have always insisted that in the rainy season, where almost everything is washed into our river bodies, the level of pollution is always high, with or without Galamsey. And so going forward, I think that we should be seeing some progress with time. Give me 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 1 year, and then the water bodies are settled. Again, this is not to say that Galamsey has stopped. There are people who are greedy and very greedy at the expense of all the lives of Ghanaians. And they will still continue to do some of the things they are doing. What will be very paramount is what government is doing and the approach and how to deal with some of these issues. That's why I feel that we will make progress when the president meets them, and then we'll all be willing to share the outcome of that meeting.
Very well. Engineer, let me pick your thoughts on this meeting that's scheduled for Friday, October 3.
So for the meeting, I've cited the document, if it is true, on that green sheet issue.
Signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama.
With all the list of CSOs and all that. And I think it is a good initiative, but it falls short of a certain thing.
What's this?
One, I do not like it when someone invites me for a meeting without an agenda. It's clearly stated, what are we going to discuss?
Yeah.
It just says Galamsey. It's not enough. You see, when this government was in opposition, it criticized Galamsey. And Galamsey has been with us for at least 20 years. Or especially, this level of Galamsey that we are seeing has been with us for at least 20 years. So I would have expected that while the government was going to invite CSOs, it will put out a program and say, these are the things we are going to discuss. 1, this, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The letter in point 3 says, this engagement aims to provide a platform for frank and constructive dialogue between the government and civil society on the menace of illegal mining, with a view to harnessing collective expertise, perspectives and solutions to address this national challenge.
So this is the government. The government should have handed our program. This is our program.
Okay.
Come and make inputs into it. You see, when you begin on a blank sheet, when you go into a meeting with a blank sheet, the productivity becomes low. The government should have put out a program and said, these are my programs. Blue Water Guard, this. What are the expectations for the Blue Water Guard? What do we expect them to do? Put it out there. What are the metrics that we are going to be monitoring over the next few years? Water quality, this is where it is now, this is what this is. So that everybody now sees the program and comes in with an informed input. But when we say we are just going to discuss Galamsey and with providing, it doesn't, it's a blank sheet. Because we know it's Galamsey we are going to talk about. But exactly what are we looking at? Because people have talked about the state of emergency. What should go into the state of emergency, for instance, if we are going to declare it? What should go into it? I expect that the government would have come and say, let's make input, so that the CSOs will come there and say, okay, we think this should be done when you declare a state of emergency. But when you just say we are going to discuss Galamsey broadly, the productivity from that meeting for me is going to be very low. It's simply maybe an avenue for government to quiet down tempers and say, hey, let's cool down, let's do this. But for me, let's come out very clearly. You are a government. You are not in opposition. Give us a clear program. And this again goes to, for me, to some extent, confirm the fact that when our political parties are in opposition, they don't plan how to govern this country.
Really?
No. They simply look at the weaknesses of the governing party and drum on it and say, vote us into power. Because 9 months into government, we should have seen a clear program on how to address Galamsey. And I say, because this has been with us over 20 years. So that detailed program should have come out by now. Because they talked about the LI 2462.
Yeah.
9 months, you can't tell us you can't repeal this law. I mean, what is it? So for me, these are things that we need to move away from. Let's be sincere about addressing a national concern. Because the water issue is becoming an existential issue. I've just read somewhere in Ghanaian Times that the per capita water per person has reduced from 1,900 cubic meters to 1,500. This is a metric that you cannot dispute. Because it's coming from a government agency. It's not coming from a journalist or anybody. Exactly. So these are the things that I expect the government to look at and say, whoa, these are problems. And I remember over almost sometime 2011, one of our presidents, Ghana Institution of Engineering, Engineer Ojiri, he made a presentation and says water is going to become one of the most scarce resources in the future. This is way back in 2011, when we were not talking about Galamsey issues. So for me, this issue of water is nothing new to us. Because even at the UN level, all these have identified water as a major resource that is going to become scarce, both groundwater and surface water. So when you live in a country where Galamsey, clear in your face, is polluting your water bodies, your water supply bodies, such that Ghana Water has shut down plants because of this. The cost of treating the water has gone skyrocketed. And government simply sits down and every day making excuses and now calling CSOs to say, come and let's talk about it. For me, that is not a very sincere effort. And that is where I say that even if they were inviting me, they should put down clearly what their thoughts are and say, come and make an input into it. But when you don't put your thoughts out, and I just invite them for an open discussion, for me, that is not a sincere way to address
creating room for contributions to be made.
But the contribution is just like when the government presents the budget. You must come up with a detailed program and say, this is what I see are the problems. We want to reduce water turbidity from this level to this level within the next 6 months. What do you think? We want to reduce the amount of mercury in ground from this level to this level. We want to ensure that the disturbance in forest areas are kept. We are going to rebuild it by this day. Give us a clear, then we sit down and say, okay, we think you must improve this. We think you must add this. But when you just have open talk like that, for me, it's not going to be very productive.
Dennis, this meeting by the president and the CSOs, is this a show of commitment, or we're just ticking boxes and seeking to quell, if you like, the criticism?
Well, Nana, good morning, and good morning to Madelo and Engineer. I refuse to be pessimistic when it comes to the issues of Galamsey. I am really rooting for the government to take decisive actions in dealing with the menace. I say so because in the past 3 weeks, for me, 7 major things have transpired.
Okay.
One, it has been established that, and finally the NDC government and its functionaries have started confessing to the fact that indeed the Galamsey situation we've been grappling with is not an Akufo-Addo and an NPP creation. That is something that they peddled around for 8 years, which at some point dovetailed into they telling the Ghanaian people that once Akufo-Addo and the NPP are voted out, Galamsey will end. And these are government officials now who put it out. The third thing is that it has been established that indeed there are high-ranking NDC government officials and party functionaries involved in Galamsey.
Established by who?
The Attorney General has had a cause to refer 2 senior party officials to be investigated. The Awin traditional council. It has always been on allegation, isn't it? The Awin Traditional Council had a cause to petition the president about the MP for the area's involvement in Galamsey. Upper Dentra East constituency chairman has been caught by media men, camera, on video, fighting military people and asking them to leave the area. A Kroof Room chairman, it's all over the place. It has also been established that the government is likely buying 2/3 of the gold from Galamseyers. The president himself admitted this and said that it doesn't matter whether it is legal or illegal. He believes that it's our environment they are destroying. And so instead of the money going into private pockets, if it's coming to government, that's the first, strategy. For me, it's clear that this NDC government came into office without a plan on dealing with Galamsey. And that for me is a disappointing aspect. because Galamsey remains one of the top 3 reasons why the NDC came to power, without doubt. They peddled across this country the fact that they had a solution to Galamsey and actually managed to turn the entire country against the government, MPP government, and created an impression as if they had a magic wand. 2 weeks to elections, NDC and its surrogates were on the streets demonstrating for 1 week non-stop. At some point, the lands minister now, the man in charge of dealing with this, actually advocated on TV and said that we should declare a state of emergency now. 4 cabinet ministers today actually spoke live on air, insisting that what the country needs was a state of emergency, and that would solve the problem. The president made about 6 specific promises in dealing with Galamsey. He says that he will use artificial intelligence to fight Galamsey. He says that he was going to stop arresting the small boys in the Galamsey pit and go after kingpins. He was going to, in the first 120 days, ban all form of illegal mining and forest reserve mining. He also said that he was going to ensure that the LI that allows mining in forest reserves are repealed. These are things, specific things that he made. You see, Nana, I have said always that I'm not expecting our water bodies to clean up in 9 months. But the reason why every Ghanaian is jittery is because we don't see any blueprint, any way forward by the government. Even more scarier is the part where the government is refusing to admit the worsened situation in the Galamsey menace. You heard Madilo, he's trying to say some people who are even showing bottles may be lying. It is one of the reasons why I had a cause to move around with media people, to just present that evidence the government asked for, to prove to them that indeed Galamsey is escalated. That is why when we did our rounds, we didn't even go to the Galamsey areas. We went to places where this impact had never been felt before. The Ayesu River in Kwenyako, Mankron, Oketeo, Ochekon, all those places, they have never, first of all, these are not mining areas.
Exactly.
They know nothing about mining. And the impact now is so devastating that it points to the escalated nature of the situation. As we speak, more than half of Central Region do not have potable water. And it's been like that for over 2 months. The turbidity levels of our water bodies are skyrocketing. The Kwenyako area is moved from 14,000 to about 94,000 NTUs. We're in trouble, big trouble. And the challenge is that the government is even refusing to admit the urgency in the situation. And that for me is heartbreaking, considering that the country basically entrusted the running of this country in the hands of this government, largely because of Galamsey. Largely because of Galamsey. Today, when you ask them what they have done, they point to the things they say they won't do. For example, like what? They say they will not arrest the small boys. They will go after a campaign. Mention one campaign this government has prosecuted. One. They are still arresting these boys, burning excavators, burning shamfans, and they will come and show us videos and say we are taking action.
The Blue Guards initiative.
Blue Guards has been there. They used to wear yellow.
Declaration of water bodies and forest reserves.
Are you aware that another than Kwekufado at some point actually declared these water areas red zones? Oh, it's there. It's on your portal. I'll show you. It's been done before. So there is nothing that hasn't been done. But you see, I laugh when I see the posture of the NDC in the fight against the girls. If they continue this posture, we are in trouble. And that is why sometimes when they do that, I refuse to confront them because I really want them to succeed. There are so many things they will fail at. And so we don't need them to fail at Galamsey to get them out.
They shouldn't fail at Galamsey.
They shouldn't.
Our lives depend on it.
There are so many things. They are completely ignorant and incompetent at so many things. And so they will fail anyway. But Galamsey, they need to win. And that is why I refuse to be drawn into that confrontations with them. And I'm committed to supporting them to get solutions. But they need to change their posture. If they continue to gaslight us, if they continue to make excuses, they will fail at this fight. The president has called CSOs into a meeting. Fair enough. For me, like engineer said, I think that everybody was expecting them to come into office with a plan. The president said it publicly, that he doesn't think it's wise to be burning excavators and going after Galamseyers with soldiers. But so far, that's the only thing he has done since he came to office. Very contradictory, very sad, a betrayal of trust, but that's what he's done. The CSOs, I hope, are not going into that room and coming out quiet. I am hoping. Remember, this is not the first time government has sat down with the CSOs. Even this same president, in his first term in 2015, he sat down with CSOs in dealing with Galamsey. Ultimately, by September 2016, he had given up, and the committee had thrown, their caps into the ring and said they cannot win this fight. They need to admit the realities of the situation. They need to admit the dangers. They need to be a bit more embracing. They need to be a bit more open to the conversation. At the moment, that's not what they are doing. At the moment, they are fighting everybody, raising concerns about their difficulties in fighting Galamsey. That's what they are doing. And they are challenging everybody. In fact, the communications minister, government communications minister, actually said that we should provide evidence if we think that it's gotten worse. There are things the president has to do without even meeting the CSOs. One, he should stop buying the gold from the Galamseyers. That's the first thing. If you are buying the gold from the Galamseyers, you are enabling them. You are basically giving them the market.
Is he buying from small-scale miners or illegal miners?
See, let me tell you something. And that's why I said likely buying. That's the earlier point I made.
Yeah.
You see, the president of Small Scale Miners Association, he is in the pit. The video that I keep playing with Kweku Boahen, he was the one who was standing in front of Kweku Boahen, Michael Pepra, telling the Galamseyers that, wouldn't say Galamsey.
Michael Pepra is with the concerned small-scale miners.
Yes, he's the one. He's the president.
The Ghana National Small-Scale
The president of the concerned small-scale miner, Michael Pepra, he was in the pit with Kweku Boahen, telling the Galamseyers, the guy who is supposed to be a concerned small-scale miner, telling Galamseyers that wouldn't say Galamsey. Now, politics beto Galamsey. Montu Obama na NDC and Mahama. Ye winipe Mombrana Mumbai Mojuma. Listen, the Galamseyers are on TikTok using their phones protesting against Gold Board for buying their gold at 8,000 cedis instead of 12,000. For 2 months, they decided to not sell their gold. And you know what Gold Board did? Gold Board came back and said, we are giving you a bonus of 890 something cedis in addition to the 8,000. We should not gaslight anybody. And we should stop double guessing people. The gold we are exporting from this country is 60% from Galamseyers. It is. It is from Galamseyers. 2/3 of the gold is from Galamseyers. That is the fact.
You have evidence to this?
Do you have contrary evidence that you are not buying from Galamseyers? Do you have contrary evidence that you are not buying from Galamseyers? Do you? Who are the small scale miners? Where are their sites? The gold that Gold Board bought, how do they prove? How do they see that this is from Galamsey or this is from small scale miners? Do you know how the aggregators buying from Gold Board are buying it? I have the videos here. Let me tell you. In the Galamsey area, they call it blade. Like it's small quantities. So they put it together in the villages. Then they will come and sell it in pounds to the aggregators. Which small scale miner? Which small scale miner are you talking about? We are exporting process of crime. We are exporting blood money. That's what we are doing. My thinking was that Gold Board was rather going to make it difficult for you to sell illegal gold. Because now they have the monopoly to buy the gold.
Yes.
For which reason, if you didn't get your gold in the right way, it should get stuck with you. But today, you have Gold Board actually chasing them and giving them receipts to use to buy these things. And we call them small scale miners. And these small scale miners, some of them haven't even used a single machine to dig the ground. All they do is that they also move around the villages and buy it from these Galamseyers and come and hand over to the aggregator. Listen, we need to speak truth to ourselves first. We are not all silly. Not the entire country. We are all not silly. And I wonder, and the NDC government should understand that, let's be fair, it is not your problem. You used to lie to the country that it was an Akufo-Addo problem. Now you have come. Now you don't moderate the program. I started and listened to you. Now you have come to admit and accept that the situation was bigger than you thought. Kudos. Everybody now understands. There's nobody in this country that hasn't seen the betrayal and the shame all of you have brought upon yourself with all the blabbing and flapping you did in opposition. Everybody knows it. Okay. Some of us said it, that when these guys were in government between 2010 and 2016, they couldn't fix Galamsey. And so if they come and tell you that they will fix it, they cannot, because their record is there. It was obvious. But, I mean, human beings as we are. So they should just calm down, stop gaslighting everybody. Sit down with the CSOs as they go into conclave. I am hoping that once they enter conclave, we see the white smoke come out and not a black one.
Are they going to elect a pope?
Well, they are going to find a solution to Galamsey finally. But eventually, we want a government posture where they are saying, we admit, maybe we underestimated the situation.
But you know that won't happen.
Well, then we are in trouble. Thank you.
Very well. No,
enough of the trying to put out figures that are not realistic. They are not backed by any facts, especially with the MPP in this Galamsey fight. I don't know where they suddenly found the moral right or the moral impetus to begin to guide government on how Galamsey should be treated. If you claim that Galamsey was a menace in 2015, 2016, and you've been in government for 8 years, and you're not ashamed to talk about it after losing miserably, did you only lose in the Galamsey areas? And then they say that Galamsey is the top 3 reasons the MPP lost power. You've been in this country. Galamsey was of concern to some people. Yes, we do agree. But even in some of the Galamsey areas, they won very wonderfully. How many seats did they win in the Eastern region? And which areas were those? So it's self-serving and self-serving interest to say that you lost the election based on Galamsey. I mean, they should wake up to the reality. They left a mess of a government in this country, and the people voted them and punished them heavily for it, for the crimes they've committed, as it were, looting of the state and all that. It cannot be that it is only because of Galamsey that the MPP lost the election. Maybe they are gloating.
It's one of the reasons why.
in the shock of the defeat. However, we are clear in our mind how this Galamsey menace should be handled.
You are.
I hear Kosi say that he felt that they would have put out the plan and all that. How do you put? I mean, we've all organized meetings. We've had meetings with people. How do I put out such a document and ask you to come and make input? Go to the meeting. You have not even been to the meeting yet to ascertain what is going to go on. The release clearly stated out what will be the focus of the discussion. So when you get to the meeting, you will have access to the document, and then you can make your input. But to ask it where ahead of time, put the request, or make it look as though those who are organizing the meeting do not know their. Even as young
if you had given me the details thereof, then I would have adequately prepared.
The meeting is for CSOs. Specific CSOs were invited. I'm not sure he was even invited. If a specific CSO invited tells me this, I can understand something. But to see a report in the newspaper and say that those documents are not made available, you haven't been invited. You are not part of the people who were invited. There were specific CSOs that were invited, recognized for that matter, who are in the fight with Galamsey. And so we cannot be on radio or TV and just because of a report poo-poo what government has put out. That's one. And that's to even think that the people who are organizing the meeting don't have what it takes to organize such meetings. Number 2, on the fight against Galamsey, if the MPP really ever wanted to fight Galamsey, they would have fought it. We saw their, party apparatchiks who were heavily involved in Galamsey. To the extent that people even sold state lands to themselves and willed it to others and all that. What are they talking to us about?
Does the NDC want to fight Galamsey?
Now, we have always fought Galamsey and we are fighting Galamsey. And they themselves, in their admission that Galamsey is a hydra-headed, challenge, and so it will take time. In one breath, you agree that it will take time. I'm not expecting the water bodies to change right now. And in another breath, you say that nothing is being done. It doesn't wash. I mean, the correlation between what they think, what they feel, what they say, and the assumptions they create don't wash. At best, it's politics. And I'm saying that we have a 4-year mandate, right? And that 4-year mandate includes us delivering on our promises to Ghanaians. And so to be in a hurry, 8 months in office, even though things are being done, you see it yourself, you read it yourself, you refuse to understand it, you refuse to agree with it, and then you still on your mantra of nothing is being done. I have gone to this Galamsey site and all that. He never got the chance to go to those Galamsey sites when his government was in power. He never got the chance to speak to some of this issues, the reality of it, and that how ministers, is the report of the Freeform Boating lost on us? Since when did we get to this point to think that Galamsey just happened over the period when the NDC came to government?
I don't think that's what has been said.
And I'm saying that that's a pretense. To now sit down and say that, it escalated under the NDC government. It's pretense. Because somebody even lost his job based on that. Under their own government. And these were reports of state. Available to all of us that we read and saw names that were mentioned in it, and how that made somebody lose his job over the period. If you want, maybe bring Freeform Boating on the show and let him talk to you about how devastating they were in terms of the handling of this Galamsey. So I don't see it. It's neither here nor there. And the assumptions about Government is not doing it, government is not doing it.
Bro.
It's neither here nor there.
Engineer, Wanda doesn't seem to agree with you on the publication of the agenda.
Yeah. You see, one of the things you come to realize, or at least I have realized in corporate management, is that when you go to a meeting without a detailed agenda, the outcome of that meeting is not very productive.
I agree.
So when you are inviting me to a meeting, first share with me that we want to discuss a Galamsey, fine. But what is your own intent as government?
What I is suggesting that these CSOs who have been invited may have received a detailed agenda.
Well, but you see, once that
the
letter
communication
has
that's
been
been put out doesn't have that.
I've heard Imani is saying this is all talk shop. You understand? If they had received an agenda, I'm sure he would have spoken to the agenda. That these are the details that I have received.
Right.
So I'm saying that as a government in power, put out a detail. You see, because it's a public concern. It's not just CSOs. It's not an issue just with CSOs. It's a public concern. As a government, you say, look, this is what I have in mind. CSOs, come and let's discuss. But the public, take note that these are the things I have in mind. Even people even have private submissions to make, they should submit it. That shows sincere and open attempt to solve a problem. For instance, where do we get mercury from? Do we mine mercury in Ghana?
No.
So how are we controlling the inflow of mercury into Ghana? These are important questions we need to be asking. You understand? They are possibly coming through our ports. What are we doing? Who is importing mercury into the country? What are they using it for? How are we putting in place controls to make sure mercury doesn't get into the hands of the Galamseyers? These are things that we should all be thinking about. So for me, if you had put out a detailed plan, people with expertise would possibly even talk to some of these CSOs. So when it comes to the issue of mercury, these are the inputs. So that is why I'm saying that it is important that the government should have come out with a very detailed plan of its own intent. And say, I'm inviting CSOs to come and make inputs. But when you go there, yes, what's your question? Yes, what's your question? I mean, those are theatrics that end up nowhere. And for me, these are things that a government in power should be concerned about.
Right.
Now, if you look at their own program for the 120-day social contract, if you look at item 19, it says that ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves. What is happening to the LI 2462? 2462. Ban in illegal. What is happening to that law? 9 months down the line, you haven't done this. And this is your 120-day agenda. Then you say that
the process has been initiated. I think it's at the Attorney General's.
You listen to the minister. Every day they are giving new dates as to when it's going to happen. Then you say roll out our Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative to heal, sustainable, harness and the environment by turning areas and water bodies degraded by illegal mining into economic and ecological recovery hubs. What performance have we seen so far in this area?
The blue guys have been rolled
out.
But
what have they done?
The Tree for Life program has
what have they done? Where they're out, tell us maybe so many trees have been planted, this has been done. What is it?
I think it will be gauged over a period.
Yeah, but you see, these are the things I expect that seriously you begin to tell us that these are the efforts we have made. But when you simply say, CSOs, come and let's discuss, for me, it's not good enough effort. Right. And I think that our government should move away from showing effort and showing us performance. Those are the things we want to see.
Then it's final words on this Galamsey issue.
No, we deserve what we have.
You can't be tired. I see the look on your face. You can't be tired.
Whatever the NDC
won't give up this fight.
Tell us, they should walk over us. They should jump on us.
No, we need solutions.
Trample upon us. But you cannot have solutions when you are even in self-denial. The guys are simply not listening.
So the first step to a solution
by the
is
time you talk to
admission.
these guys, they are telling you about MPP, Akufo-Addo. Who cares? MPP doesn't matter in this issue. If MPP mattered, you will not be in office. So I really see. So here you are. The guy is supposed to give you comfort. And he tells you, hey, MPP, keep quiet. They should shut up. They shouldn't talk. Because Frimpong Boateng report says, in fact, I have always had issues with the Frimpong Boateng report. But if Wanda wants us to use that report, then Frimpong Boateng's report even explains why Galamsey has escalated. Because on page 13 of Frimpong Boateng's report, do you know what he said? He emphatically said, he said, there are more NDC members engaged in illegal mining than the MPP. It's on page 13. The report is here. That report is here. So you see, first of all, they didn't read that report. They only went to look at the page where Frimpong Boateng were mentioning names of it, and then they run into town. If you read Frimpong Boateng's report, it indicts the NDC more than any political party. And if he wants us to use the Frimpong Boateng's report, then now I understand why immediately the NDC came to power, Galamsey has escalated to the point that communities like Kwenyako, Ocheko, Potten and Co, who have never seen Galamsey and its impact, are today seeing it. Now I understand. Now I understand why the Ayesu River has moved from 14,000 NTU intermediate to 94,000. These guys are just not listening, even to themselves. All we are saying is that the situation is worse.
Right.
That is true. Ekufuado was digging Galamsey. We hear you. But you said you were coming to fix it. How come you have escalated than Ekufuado was? That is the situation. That is the conversation. Are you aware that in the past, from January, since they were sworn into office, they've given 12 small-scale licenses? 12. Yet, what did they say? They actually even said it in Parliament, and when they come, they were going to pause all forms of mining for a while and look at the situation before they open it up again. They have given 12.
The minister has announced that there are some over 900 licenses under review for revocation.
But once you are reviewing, you are giving. It is here. It's online. It is public, document. It's online. The names are here. The communities, the district, they are all here.
Do we know who these persons are?
Yes, I don't know. It's not persons, it's companies.
Yes, but do we know the names?
Well, I don't think the persons really matter. These are companies. I don't think I'm not one. I've told you here severally that I don't personalize businesses. The last time when we were discussing Ibrahim Mama, I told you I was happy. He should do the business. Individuals don't matter. It's a corporate body. The point here is that the NDC are heavily involved in Galamsey right now. Heavily. The NDC party, they are heavily involved in Galamsey. See, when we went round, in the Yeswanu area, in the Akwetia area, they are heavily involved. See, the Offin River, where they are doing the Galamsey, we have it on shot. I was there. When we flew our drone at 11 a.m., they were doing Galamsey. And guess what? When you are standing by the road, you see them. And when you are standing where they are mining, there is a police checkpoint right there. A police checkpoint right there. And they are doing it with impunity. Impunity, without fear, without shame. The Offin River, as we speak, is dead. It doesn't move. They have created about 10-15 paths for the river. And what they've done is that they have dammed the fresh original water, and that's what they use to wash the goat, and then the dirty water comes to the right path. So the Offin River is dead. When you go, it's not even moving. The Pra River, when we went there, we saw about 5 chanfans on the river. Listen, the area is so noisy with chanfans and motors that even when we're flying the drones, they didn't even hear there was a drone. Our drone went so low that we could capture their faces. The situation is terrible. Bad. Wonder and Co should stop talking about MPP. MPP does not matter. MPP is out of office. Listen, Nana, there is no rule, no law that determines when or how or where somebody speaks. You are in power. The mandate has been given to you. Fix the damn thing.
Very well. I'll take a few messages.
No, but first of all, let me correct this. It's not true. It's not true that on page 13, I dare him to produce a report. The report never said that there were more NDC sympathizers or whatever in Galamsey than in the MPP. That's not true. That's what I can read a particular excerpt of that place for you. And read it.
Read it here. Read it. It's there. Read it. They're marked area. Read it. That's page 13. Read it. Read the marked area. Read it.
When NPP officials explained and the component of Operation Vanguard was withdrawn almost 2 years to the 2020 elections, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources from mining. This is because there are far more NDC people engaged in illegal mining than NPP members in the region.
Now that particular you read out of context. Let me read in context for you. What context to that particular context clause? He says that. What context? This is what was reported. He says
now you're talking about context.
No, I mean
what context?
Why are you reading out of context?
What context?
Why are you reading out of context? There's a prelude to that. There was a prelude.
What context? He speak a paragraph.
There's a prelude to that. And the prelude was actually even when we were in office earlier. He says that during the time when the NDC was in office, that was when he talked about. So you don't jump to the paragraph that talks about just NDC report. It was not a current issue. It was a gone issue.
That issue gone before. It's in the report.
You take a paragraph out of context and then you say that in the report. Is it not even embarrassing for you to tell me that when you were in government, NDC people were more involved in the kind of things you did to the NDC? You would have allowed that.
But it is here. That's not true. It is here. It is verbatim. It is here.
Let me take these few messages and then we can make progress.
Where he comes, I'll read for you.
This one says,
I'll read the context for you.
I'll read the entire page.
That will be fine.
Gentlemen, thank you. Let me take a few messages and we can move on. Hold on for me. Hold on.
The how greedy you were with the
gentlemen.
business.
What miracle?
That's not true.
Dennis,
hold on. Can you imagine? Call me and all the others were mentioned in that report. What are you talking about? You and all the others were mentioned in that report. And you're talking about
your own attorney general.
Please, let's your vice chairman and organizer to was Charles Bishop not mentioned in that report?
If you are talking about
please don't go there.
Today, and your party people are taking over Galamsey.
There are appointees right at the flag.
I think we need to take a break here. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we will have calm tempers and then we'll continue. This is Breakfast Daily. Stay with us.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be later?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Latveia, cause she be luckiest. Me and you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This October, Ghana's altar calls once again. After 7 unforgettable years, the 8th edition of Women in Worship arrives with a divine charge. Celebrating his faithfulness, minstrels Ada Ehi, Rabna Tommy Favored, Keepers Music, Ikiaserwa Bonsu, and many more will gather at Perez Dome on October 5th. Grab your tickets now. Regular 100 Ghana cedis, VIP 200 Ghana cedis plus beverage. Grab it online via Ego Tickets or www.eventpaddy.com. Short code USSD star 713 star 33 star 30 hash or call ticket hotline 0248 810 396 or 0544 124 567. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Hacho Shell, Bachana Toto, Perez Dome, and more. Sponsors, media partners. Powered by Quest. Women in Worship 2025. Daughter, you still have a voice.
Life can get hectic. And sometimes we forget to prioritize our well-being. That's where Verno Mineral Water steps in. A refreshing solution packed with essential minerals, Verno Mineral Water keeps you hydrated and balanced. Whether you're at home or work, Verno Mineral Water is there to keep you going. Don't let a busy schedule hinder your health. Make Vano Mineral Water a part of your daily routine. Share the love with Vano Mineral Water, the choice for a healthy, vibrant you.
This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of
course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. We're having the news review segment. I'll take a few of your messages and then we'll make progress on the show. This one says, is the president dragging CSOs into Galamsey? The president and NDC's commitment to end Galamsey has been very disappointing. Haj Ahmed from Nima. And you say on the 16th of October 2024, the then communications officer for the NDC, Sami Jamfi, organized a press conference urging the then government to declare a state of emergency. So what has changed today? Okay, Swala from La Paz. This one says, good morning. Please, I perfectly agree with engineer that when political parties are in opposition, they don't plan on how to govern, but rather take advantage of the ruling government's weaknesses to campaign. Else we would not have been where we are today. That's Maria too from Kasaogu in Tamale. Dennis shouldn't talk about fighting Galamsey menace in this country. We heard his commentaries when he was in power. He shouldn't make mockery of himself at all, because Ghanaians are not gullible. Amino from Nsawam says the NDC claimed to have solutions to the Galamsey problem while in opposition, and upon assuming power, they said they'd implemented these solutions, including blue water guards and co. And we're waiting for results. Now they are meeting with CSOs to discuss the issue. It's time for them to acknowledge their shortcomings and apologize for their handling of the matter. Scam Panye. Okay. Good morning, Nana. Please tell Miracles that Ghanaians have become wise. He calling this NDC government that has brought the dollar from their 17, no, okay, dollar when NPP was leaving was 14, not 17. Cannot be incompetent and ignorant. The more he tries to undermine the achievements in the last 9 months, the more we will keep hailing the NDC. Ghanaians have become aware of all the NPP schemes. Miracles and his NPP will be in opposition for a very long time if they don't learn their lessons. Your name is James from Kaswa. Good morning to you and your panel. The NPP seem to have forgotten what they did to the rivers through Galamsey. They seem to have forgotten that even their own wound to me I'm not sure about this allegation. They mined illegally for 8 good years. This impact will take years to correct, not months. Please, let's leave Mahama in peace to lead this country to the right direction. NPP, never again. Perhaps we might consider them in the year 3012. Hey. Wow. Okay. Rex from Ashoman says, it is interesting listening to Miracles talk about vain allegations without evidence. Has he forgotten of the Frimpong Boateng's report that the president, then Nana Addo, hoarded for 2 years without action? Has he forgotten of the 200 peaceful demonstrators his government threw into police custody for 2 weeks? Has he forgotten of the phrase party Hieska? His government complicity in Galamsey was glaring and clear. A party that passed the LI for mining in a forest and defended the most notorious Galamsey kingpin. It will not take 9 months for the clearing of our water bodies that have been ravaged over the past 8 years with impunity. Derek from Cape Coast. Good morning, Anna. Galamsey is a national problem, and I really want to see practical solutions or actions being put in place to resolve the issue. But for Miracles to speak about disappointment, he should just look at himself and his failed government. He couldn't go around when he was in power to have first-hand information on the damage done by Galamsey. All of a sudden, he is an ambassador for searching for communities affected by this menace. We just need them to come together to make this work and resolve the issue. All right, let's jump into the matter of feeding of inmates in our prisons in this country. The government has increased the feeding grant from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 Ghana cedis. Engineer, I'll come to you. For a long period, we're feeding our inmates 1 cedi 80 pesos per inmate per day. And we're being told by the Director General of Prison Service now that most of the prison riots were as a result of feeding. Will this 5 cedi suffice?
Clearly, I mean, the first thing is, I don't think the 5 cedis is enough. But it is an effort by the government to improve the situation. But I think that we should not discuss the 5 cedis being provided in isolation of the whole essence of putting people in prison.
Exactly.
Why do we put people in prison? We put them there to try and reform them. Now, if we put them into prison and we are starving them, then clearly we have a problem. And in recent times, I've seen prisoners being put on the streets to weed the
medians and
medians.
Yeah, I find that quite worrying.
For most of the time, they stand there and they're asking for money. And I find that worrying. And the prison guard is standing there watching them and he's not objecting to what they are doing. And I find that very worrying. So I think that we need to look at the whole prison system and see how do we make it serve its purpose to reform people so that we would not dehumanize them, but we help them to reform and change them. Because then again, I ask myself, what is the school feeding rate now? Somewhere
it's 2 cedis now.
Somewhere I read charts saying that even 7.5 cedis wasn't enough. So I don't know if it's been increased to 7.5.
There was an increase somewhere in March from 1 cedi 50 pesos to 2 cedis.
So why the discrimination? Because again, if these are all persons that government has to feed, then I think that the rates must be almost the same. And it must be uniform throughout, so that we don't increase one today, then tomorrow another one is crying. So I think that we need to look at those systems very properly so that we structure these things and don't dehumanize people at the end of the day.
I wonder, feeding grant per inmate per day, 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis.
Well, I mean, the last time it was increased to even the 1.8 was 2010. So it's been like that from 2010 all through to now. I think even though the 5 is not enough, but we are largely constrained, and thank God for donations from NGOs, from individuals and all that. Myself, I've been to the prisons a couple of times just to make a couple of donations and all that. So it's been difficult. I remember many years ago, they had their own farms, poultry farm, they had their own crop farms and all that to support, feeding in the prisons. But that will not be sustainable. That will not be all there is. And I agree with Kosi when he says that inmates come on the street to come and weed and all that. Normally, those are not the maximum security sentence guys. Those are those with minor crimes. Excuse me, let me just use it a street language. Minor crimes, and so they pose no much danger to society.
What you've heard is that mostly they are those who are about to be released.
Sometimes, yes. But, sometimes the sentence is such that it comes with hard labor. Some comes with minimal workload and labor and all that. So I know that they do that. It's also a form of exercise for them sometimes. If you go to the prison, they have their own schedules. They have exercises, they have routines, playing football and all that. Except for those who are in the innermost prison, which is the maximum security, and those on death parole and all that, that's different. So it's a difficult situation. I know that even school feeding for students in the GHS down to primary, their feeding grant is still some paltry 2 cedis. I don't know how people can feed with that. And that also should guide us as a government and as a people what we call free and what we don't call free. If calling it free would rather dehumanize, my dignity as a person, I don't think it's worth it. We've seen the type of food these prisoners eat sometimes. It's virtually nothing. And that's why people will smuggle money to the prisons. People will smuggle, hard substances, cocaine and all that to the prisons and all that, and just so they can feed. I have a couple of guys that I knew some years ago who went to prison. They will call you on phone and demand money. Momo, you have to send them Momo. And if you go to the prison, they have a whole market where on the market day they go to buy foodstuff, tomatoes, onion, pepper, charcoal to come and cook. It's a whole life. Yes, it's a whole life in the prisons. If you read about how prison life operates, so they ask you for Momo, you have to send it to them and all that. And some of them is worrying. And I think that the basis for sentencing or punishment should be what Jeremy Bentham proposes in criminal law that says that, in jurisprudence that says that it should be more about reforms. We should be reforming the people. We are no longer in the days of Immanuel Kant, who says that crime is crime once it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and all that. Reform, as Justice Dushay also espoused some time ago, that we should be more about reforming these people than just the punishment side of it. And so society will be better off if we do some of these things right. Feeding, I think we can do better in that respect. That should also allow. And I want to also thank a church like Church of Pentecost. They have actually built a whole prison facility, and government is set to use that for incarceration and all that. But we need more of those, more churches to join in some of these things.
I don't know about churches building prisons, but
it's a difficult thing to understand. But that's what we have. What they did is to give a more dignified environment. That's not bad. It's not bad. Of course, I'm saying that they should follow up by being part of the process of the reformation. You go there, you see a lot of churches coming to preach to them. There's deliverance section, there's whatever section, and there's counseling section and all that. And then the infirmary where when they are sick, they go to and all that. All those places need uplift. The last time we saw a prison expansion or prison being built was under President Mos when he built the Ankafu. Not that built, maybe I'm sure. There's a new, they actually built a new facility for them and all. Then the Pentecost one and all. So we would need going forward a more relaxed environment for reformation and all that. Everybody admires what happens in the US and the developing countries when people are sent to prisons, how they are catered for and all. You have access to your email, you can send an email a day or something, under monitoring and all that. So there's still some relationship with the outer world. So when they come out, they are not left out. But in our case in Africa,
it's more like a punishment than the reformation.
Yeah, largely when they come out, they are lost. And that's where some of them slip back into the kind of crimes they commit and all that. So we believe that things will improve with time.
There's a link between public safety and the needs of inmates. And this increment from 180 to 5 CD sets, if you like, a precedent or a tone for more reforms in our prison service, doesn't it?
Well, I don't think our prisons, I don't believe that as a country, we even set our prisons up to reform people. I don't believe it, because we have seen more people go into prison and come out hardened than even before they went there.
Right.
Even beyond the prisons, our police detention centers, the cells and all of that, people enter and they come out, completely different. And I think it's because of some of these things. The environment, the condition, even how they sleep, where they sleep, because the prisons we've seen, like Wanda said, in the US and other places, you wake up in the morning, you have your sheet, you have your, you lay it nicely, you're lying down, once in a while.
It looks more like a boarding house in SS than a prison.
Well, there should be a reason why. Because you see, if you haven't sentenced somebody to death, and you have given them years to go and serve, it means that he's likely coming back into the society.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you must be worried how he will come back. True. And indeed, if you go and look at the crime, the people who are committing crime in the country, some of them recidivists, like they've gone in and out severally, because the person goes in, he spends 10 years, he comes out even much more hardened. and then he comes to torment all of us again. Then he goes in again, comes out very hardened. I think we need to really look at it. That, you know, in the US, they have places where they send the hardened ones, the condemned ones, the Guantanamo Bay and all those islands that they keep them. So those ones, they know they ask for them. They don't even want them back.
Yeah.
You know, but if you go to Insawum and other places, we have more mobile phone snatchers, more plantain thieves, you know, more domestic violence people than terrorists and robbery and what have you. And yet we go and bunch all of them together in the same space, and some are standing sleeping, some are sitting sleeping. They need to pile themselves in a certain way, and then on top of it, once they 80 pesos for feeding. And I wonder how the prison service is even able to cook for them once the 80 pesos in a day. Like, I wonder the kind of food, and you'll be surprised that for all you know, they are probably just taking cocoa morning, afternoon, evening. And it will not be anybody's fault, but it's the government. So it's quite refreshing to know that at least, even though 5 cedi is still not enough, at least we are getting there. And if we think that the cost burden is high, then again we need to look at our statutes. Because for me, it's like we're throwing everybody into jail.
Yeah.
You know, we are throwing everybody into jail. Like somebody wakes up and plucks somebody's plantain.
The people who should be in jail are not in jail.
You know, and then you go there, and then the plantain, the mobile phone snatcher, the one that plucks plantain.
So we need to have a relook at our custodial sentencing.
For me, we have too many people who could be sweeping the streets or, you know, cleaning somewhere.
Some could do community service
you
instead
know,
of...
a lot of misdemeanor cases, they are in jail. You know, community service, we need to relook at it, because if we're able to decongest it with some of these other laws, then we can free up the burden and take proper care of those who will be left there. But it's like, we are happy when they say he's going to jail. He's going to jail. Like, you know, we have something we say you rot in jail, and indeed in Ghana, when you are sent to jail, you are going to rot actually before you come out. And I think it's quite refreshing that, you know. And I saw the Pentecost one that they built, and I read how people were criticizing them. That, hey, how do you build a prison that's so nice, you know, like this, you know? But that is what prison is supposed to be. Honestly, that is what prison is supposed to be. There are those that are not supposed to be kept like that. So build another one for them. You know, go to the front plane somewhere and go and put the hardened ones there. But our children who were born on the streets, grew up on the streets, lived on the street, and have become phone snatchers. No, you don't send them there. It's not their fault in the first place that they become what they are. So you take them to a place where they will come out a bit more reformed and refined. Then we can reintegrate them into society. So we need to really look at the whole prison thing holistically, and not even just from the feeding perspective.
Very well. Let's look at this issue of labor unrest. A group of teachers hit the streets yesterday demanding payment of salary arrears. They say they have worked for over 13 months and their arrears have remained locked up. They insist that the government should pay. We heard the Education Minister, Haruna Iddrisu, say they will be factored into the next budget. Is this enough commitment to warrant they going back to work?
Whatever. No, you know, so the 2025 budget, normally because of transition, the 2025 budget is not owned by the sitting government largely. You would have had...
You have inherited some...
Yeah, you would have inherited some, you know, policies from the previous government, especially the economic and, what do you call it? Economic and something. Economic and something. Okay, you would have inherited a budget from the outgoing government in November. They would have read the budget. And so you come into office, 1 or 2 March thereabout, you go and you present your own budget. So a lot of some of these things normally are, I mean, happens with a new government. 13 months in office, it means that minus 8 or 9, means that there were 2 months in arrears in the previous regime, then it powered up this time around. I think that one of the things this current Education Minister is doing very well is how he's able to maneuver his way around all these crises within the educational sector and all that. I'm told yesterday, or 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, Nagrat was also in a conference over, you know, this Galamsey menace and wanting to go on strike and all that. I think he's been able to navigate his way clearly within this space. that we can credit him for. But going forward, I think and I believe that his words would be as it is. Teachers deserve what they should earn, and the dignity of a teacher has a cascading effect on how our kids turn out in the near future. And so I have always advocated that teachers should be of utmost priority, and we should find other ways of funding teacher support schemes and all that. Unfortunately, they themselves, even with their own NAGRAT, all the monies they make, they only put it in investments, and there are no direct benefits. All the benefits you see from NAGRAT, from NAT, is always, after your demise or something of the sort. No, I agree.
Welfare.
Cancer welfare systems.
No, I agree. I'm talking about, you see, the support I'm talking about, not just when you have issues of that nature. I know that they even have a new school now. They just set up a new tertiary institution.
I think they have a cooperative where you can access loans and all as a teacher.
Exactly. So those support systems should be available for teachers to pursue. I even think that some of them should start enjoying their tier 2, tier 1 while they are alive. It shouldn't be when you are, no more, and then you start having to benefit from your children or other people having to benefit from that. But again, more clearly is that our PTA system, our old school union system should be having a very better rapport with the schools. I mean, government may not be able to do it all, but when there are other supports like the alumni or alumnus trying to support, we should support them to come to their aid and all that. We should have regular programs where we can top up teachers' salaries just to make them deliver the kind of results they want to deliver. Beyond even salaries is accommodation for teachers.
True.
I've seen an improved, accommodation for the security forces like the military, the BNI, the police and all that. But, you don't see a comprehensive drive for teachers. And that for me is worrying. And that's where the main problem, because once you improve accommodation, you are likely to improve all the other livelihoods that the teacher will need to have the comfort to teach and all that.
Bro, engineer, does it always have to take a protest before you hear some sort of a response?
Very, very, very good question. You see, I've never seen politicians go on strike for salary. No, let's be sincere with ourselves. Because exactly. So what is it that when it comes to ordinary public servants, there's always a delay and politicians making promises. But MPs were just elected in December. But I'm sure they are getting their salary, unless they come and tell me that they are not getting their salaries. So how come they are able to process this and put them on the payroll? But when it comes to teachers and other public workers, it takes forever. And you see, that by itself lends to breed corruption within the system. Only a few months ago, I was reading somewhere that some persons in the educational sector said that they are in this way of assess ghost names. Someone deletes your name, and then when you go and show that you are at work, then it says, oh, you have to pay 1/3 of what. Yes, it was published. You have to pay 1/3.
How?
Yes, you have to pay 1/3 for somebody to connect you back onto the system. So recently, I hear there was going to be an investigation. Again, these are things that we create bottlenecks for people to make money off within the public service itself.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to look at these systems very closely. Because look, this issue of ghost names has been with us for the last 30 years. Every day we hear, oh, we have deleted ghost names, and yet there are still ghost names all the time. And look at the scandals that have happened at the National Service Secretariat. So what kind of systems are we putting in to prevent loss? And also to ensure that people who are due to be paid are paid. I find this very, very unfortunate. And I think that our leadership is not bent on solving problems. And this is where, again, I say that for us in the middle class, and I keep saying this, we are the people going to let this country down, because the difficult work of questioning government, we are running away from it. So then the same government comes to us and says, oh, you see, you must help us to build. And then charity, a country cannot be developed on charity. Where you say, oh, people should come and bring them. Where are we getting our money from? Where are the individual persons getting money from? That people think that the country can be built on charity, when the person collecting taxes is every day fleecing us.
Right.
And I think that we need to be honest about this. And the middle class are not willing to take on that hard work. So they think that they can buy their way to heaven by being charitable. So now again, so I went to make a donation to the prison. I went to do this. I went to do this. You can't buy your way to heaven. And I think that we, the middle class, have that difficult work of questioning government and making sure that government is responsive to the needs of people. It sets up systems to ensure that the taxes that we are paying are being properly utilized. And stop, because when people are elected, then they come back to us and say, oh, you must help yourself. PTA, come and donate. I mean, the same government then tells us that when schools have been set up by missionaries, they take over the schools. Just like a prison has been set up by the, is it Methodist or Pentecost? Built a prison.
Pentecost.
Very soon, government will say, oh, it is government property. Then, when somebody has finished building it, then you say, then run it and you say, we'll come and make donations. I mean, how?
Right.
We need to set up, and the middle class needs to be organized and mobilized. This Galamsey issue, for instance, when the last time demonstration, how many of us went out there to demonstrate? We are busy looking after ourselves. We are going to work. We say we are busy. So who should go and demonstrate? So the middle class needs to rethink its behavior in terms of how this country is being run. We need to be organized. We need to go out there and we need to show our displeasure at how government is running this country. And these issues of teachers clearly can be resolved.
Right. That is, I mean, how come we always have this issue of salary arrears and all that? I'm asking because when you were in power, you were hit with a number of labor unrest. We saw some of these protests. But how come we've not learned how to deal with some of these things? We always wait to escalate to protests, and then petitions are set. Then we'll come and give speeches and all that.
I think it's bureaucracy. For me, I think it's unnecessary red tapeism, unnecessary bottlenecks. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I have had my own issues with the way we are making the whole public sector thing look unnecessarily complicated. You know, and they have a lot of jargons, you know, validation, this, that, you know, like it's as if it's on rocket science. I still really want to understand why, honestly speaking. So somebody completes school, you say you are employing the person applies, you pick the person, and now you are what? You are telling the person that he's working and you're not paying him because of what? So how did he start in the first place? Like, how difficult is this? I'm really struggling to understand.
They work for a period and then we hear that they haven't received financial clearance.
No, how? How? Like, you know, how? Why? And then they will say Ministry of Finance has to release financial clearance, and then later they will say, you know, I honestly
think they are necessary bureaucracies.
Yeah, I think it's unnecessary. I still want to understand, to be very honest. I still want to understand. One of these days, I think we should bring the controller people and the especially Ministry of Health and GS in particular, and understand like what happens. Because it still beats my mind. Is it that government doesn't have money? Because if the government doesn't have money, it's a different thing altogether.
True.
It's like, of course, in private sector, if, for example, there are entrepreneurs who are struggling in paying salaries, even media houses, sometimes 3 months, 4 months, you go, they say they haven't paid them. But at least the employees know that the company owes us because they don't have money. So in this case, is it that the government doesn't have money? Because if it's not about money, and it's about paperwork and bureaucracies, then it's quite disheartening. And it's been like that since the 90s, like forever. You know, even these days it's improving. I remember those days they have to say you have to go to IPPD, they have some names, you know, and somebody has to, I just don't understand, to be very honest, I don't understand.
Has the Labour Commission failed?
Everybody in the value chain. For me, I think everybody, the little I saw in government, I think our governments or our public sector, we are still very conservative and still very traditional with a lot of things that are being done. I mean, I remember when I was MC, auditors will come and they begin to even fight you when you have electronic processes. Yes, they think that even if you do the electronic processes, print it and hard copy. And I keep telling them that even doing audit trail in a system is much more fail-proof than hard copy. Because for hard copy, I can remove it today and redo another one and sign. So as for the systems one, you can do audit trail as far back and you know who updated what and edited what. But no, they will tell you, I'm telling you, they will tell you. They have something they call GCR receipt or something.
They're stuck in their ways.
I'm telling you, you introduce POS. Yes, introduce POS. They tell you no. Even when the POS receipt comes, still write GCR.
Hey, then the digitalization struggle.
No. Still, even to date, if you go to the public sector, it's a big problem. It's a big issue, and it cuts across. I still don't know why our people. You know, when you go to public sector, they have a whole registry where they put files and they label it. You know, memos are still being printed, and the cost of running administration simply because we are printing on A4s and stapling and you have no idea. You know, so you cannot just have a system where the person goes into a system, logs in, writes whichever memo, submits it, it goes to the next person in line, the person approves, it goes to the next person. No. It's still there. We are still struggling with it. You know, we are still struggling with it. I think the local government ministry tried to introduce a system for the districts, and it's one hell of a challenge.
Wow.
The uptake and getting them to, you know, so it explains why we have a situation like this. Because otherwise, government should know that 9 months ago, we're employing some 1,000 people.
This number of people.
Yes, and
so
this is the
provisions should have
appointment
been made
letter.
for this number of
the
people.
issue begins with planning. Who are we are recruiting people. How are we going to ensure that they get paid when it's due? And I don't think that bureaucracy is necessary because those are your controls you are putting in place. But the issue I see with our public service is about performance. So someone is recruited by the processes that the person gives his name, his address, his bank account, and everything. So there are people in certain offices tasked with certain specific tasks. So when you have received all that data, you must enter it here. For how many days is that person supposed to take to enter that data into the system? Who needs to give approval? Within how many days? You see, we are not asking people about performance. Everybody just sits there and says, oh, it is going through the system. I mean, how do you say that? No. Everybody has a certain deadline. Those are your performance indicators. That you have received the data, within 1 week you have entered the data. Then somebody is supposed to approve, within 3 days the person has approved. So that within a month, everybody should have been cleared.
Yeah.
So the issue is not about bureaucracy. It is about holding people accountable within the system.
Right.
And saying that this is your task, have you done it? If you haven't done it, I mean, give the one, dismiss people, punish them. But in public service, nobody gets dismissed, nobody gets punished. And that for me is the worry, because we're not holding people accountable.
Right.
And I say, we make it look like politicians become soft spots, and we hold them all. But the people in our public service are not performing. They're not working. And this is where clearly, no, we shouldn't tolerate this. And the excuse that, oh, because it was a transition period, no, it's not acceptable. So the budget, no, we didn't, no. The people were recruited before this new government came in. So, who were the people supposed to have entered these people into the system and then budgeted for their salaries? I mean, to tell me at this point that they were not included in the budget, it's not acceptable.
Very well.
It's really not acceptable.
You see, beyond all the difficulties in the public sector, I think that for this particular group, their challenge is the money. It has nothing to do with processes. The government should simply pay them.
Exactly.
Just release the money.
So then
and
the
pay them.
planning
Yesterday,
was bad.
for instance, there was a lot of contradiction between what Honorable Haruna Idrisu was assuring
And
them
the
of
Deputy Finance
and the
Minister.
Deputy Finance Minister. So clearly, the government didn't really pay attention to them.
Right.
The government didn't prioritize them.
This group
and that
is
is where
newly posted teachers.
Yes, it means the government didn't pay attention to them. They didn't prioritize them. You know, and this is not the only thing. I have a concern with how this government is treating a lot of Ghanaians who are working. Already, they've terminated 35,000 employment. 35,000. You know, in 9 months, they've created more unemployment than employment. 35,000. And then you have this on your hands. Look at them. Some came with their children and all of that. And all you have to do is to pay them.
Very well.
And if you tell them that you didn't factor them in the previous budget, so what did you put in the previous budget? What
Very
were
well.
your priorities when you developed this budget? And these are people that you swore heaven and earth when you were in opposition, that you care for them. And here you are, you know, dilly-dallying with their economic
Right,
situation.
thank you. Enoch Inafinya says, although the 5 cedis per inmate is not enough, government needs to be applauded for the increment. Rex from Ashoman says, the inhumane conditions in our prisons is more dehumanizing than what our great-grandparents suffered under slavery. Though the 5 cedis is welcome, there is much more room for improvement. For now, the amount per person is higher than that of the school feeding program. Apart from increasing the feeding grant, measures should be taken to ensure that those who manage the fund and the kitchen don't shortchange the prisoners through pilfering and fraud. All right, thank you, Rex. Master Planner Junior, policy analyst in Kintampo, says, great submission by Patriot Miracles Abuaje. Why is President Mahama and his NDC always at the neck of teachers? They promise teachers in the rural areas a 30% allowance, but no show. They also promise accommodations for teachers in rural areas, and that one too, no show. Historically in Ghana, this government is the poorest performing government in the first 9 months. Why have the NDC communicators not said anything about Papa again? Ajinsem. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your time. Dennis Miracles Abuaje, thank you so much. Engineer Elia, you saw and heard from Wanda Madilo of the NDC's communications team. I am Nanatu Boateng. Many thanks for your time. Philip and Chris Carter take over from here.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Me and you coffee be lucky.
Your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not to match or chinampe, no, we'll complain there in the sense, why do I share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. We're haunting no complaints now, baby, until they fear a new tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story. And we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. Yeah. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, you should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut. How Zebaut there? Zebaut won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not
on it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me. Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Minke man bi monu nya Kofi Adam no mai kami. Matwale. Man kela ke no ya ne. Meneke. Fe mo sha ko ba club fe ke DJ. Ni wo hia ka wo she. Ye Yesu gba mi. Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
Good morning once again, and it's a brand new morning. I know 924 has welcomed you already, but you know, when we take up the second part of this show, we certainly need to welcome you again. So welcome to the second half of Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. I am Philip Ni Latte.
And my name is Chris Carter. We're excited to be here with you this morning. And of course, it's a brand new month. And this month is full of so many awareness. We are looking at the Breast Cancer Awareness Month and also the Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And in the spirit of actually creating awareness, we will be airing some series of cybersecurity content, which you definitely do not want to miss. And it's going to be happening throughout this month. And we'll be featuring different experts that will be taking us through different topics like password management, two-factor authentications. I mean, a lot of people have had their social media hacked. They've had their WhatsApp apps hacked.
And I keep asking myself, why will people be hacking?
Well, we will get to know on October, and definitely you don't want to miss it. Mobile devices security, online scams, AI-driven scams. AI, talking about AI.
Yeah.
So many things have been happening with AI, and a lot of people.
Have you seen the AI videos now?
I love them.
You see, you love them, really? You
know why I love them?
You see a video of, say,
you know why I love
Chris
them?
Carter.
You know why I love them?
Why?
I mean, you can use them positively
and negatively.
Yeah,
as well.
and there are people using it negatively that you know, by impersonating other people.
Yes.
But you can use them positively. And I've been studying AI for 3 months.
Wow.
Yes. So I've paid for different AI platforms just to understand
how AI works.
Yes, and just to use them in different things that I do. So I love tech.
Yeah.
I love the
so
whole
this is actually
tech.
your month.
You know, this is my month. So like, it's exciting what it has to offer, but at the same time, I feel like it's very important for us to talk about it even on this throughout this cybersecurity month, so people can be aware and also know how to pin which is fake and which is not fake, because a lot of things are on the internet and people are like, oh my God, and even parents are sending it on WhatsApp, oh my God, something's happening, this and that is that. And I
ask myself,
and you ask them, Mom, it's AI. Who is AI?
Yes, and I even saw a video of somebody promoting a product, and the person, you can tell that the way this individual is talking, ideally, you are supposed to see that it's not real.
Yes.
But you then send the video to somebody and ask that, is this real? So I think that the cyber thing really has to go down well for us to really preach that particular message for people to understand that there are a lot of things that are fake in there, and people must be aware. Sort of awareness creation must be made.
And then we're also going to be looking at online shopping and also internet banking security. I think those two things are also very important to talk about because a lot of us have, become so comfortable when it comes to shopping online. And some people are still, they're not sure if they should shop online or not. But that's why we're having this conversation throughout. And also throughout the month, this month too, like we said, it's the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I would just like to remind each and every one of you, it's important to go check yourself, especially if you're a woman, even though men also get breast cancer. So please walk into any facility near you, hospital near you, and then start checking. And if you're a woman above 30, go for the mammogram test. It's very important. I had that last year and I found it very, very interesting because it does what the ultrasound does not do. So just go out there, check yourself, and let's all be healthy together. I remember that early detection actually helps lives. It can save you. Early detection actually helps you. Anyway, before we continue the promos, we have a cybersecurity video for you to check out.
Marks the 22nd Cybersecurity Awareness Month, a crucial time to protect what matters most in our digital work. From hackers to phishing scams, the risks are real for individuals and businesses across Ghana. Remember, so is the power to stay safe online. Join us this October on Channel One. We're launching A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living, tailored for our communities. Learn steps to protect passwords, secure devices, and recognize online threats. These lessons are delivered in easy, bite-sized episodes, each under 3 minutes, making learning accessible. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel One.
All right, there you have it. Interesting month it's going to be, and I'm sure you're all excited about this month and what it has to offer. We are also excited and can't wait to see what it has to offer.
It's just interesting that, like you indicated, AI is also doing well, but people are also using it in a very wrong way. So you would have to be aware of your surrounding, and you would have to be aware of what pops up on your phone. So join us this month. Let's learn.
Talking about what pops up on your phone, be careful what you, like when people send you messages, it's not all links that you have to click.
Yeah, in recent times, we had an issue here at CTFM and Channel One, especially with CTFM Facebook portal, and where some pictures, that are not from us. These pictures are not good pictures, sort of nudities, and they were posted on our story on Facebook.
And you know what's funny? We had all the checks right.
Yes.
We had all the authentications right.
Even this media house.
We had everything right, but still we were hacked.
Exactly. So you should be very careful out there. But we'll be talking to an expert later on the show via Zoom, hopefully. We get to know the details of the cybersecurity space as we begin the month fully for us to learn more about cyber security. But we can't go away without thanking you that participated City Business Olympics. Very important. We still want to thank you because without you, the show or the event wouldn't have been a successful one. So to our partners, to our sponsors, supporters, patrons, for making City Business Olympics 2025 a huge success. UMB Bank was there for us to sponsor. Eden Heights Sports Complex sponsored. Better Logistics, Dampon Healthcare, Homa Cafe, and of course the event was partnered by Side Hustle and us here, Channel One TV and CTFM put it together. That was a good one that we did over the weekend.
All right, and remember that you can actually carry Channel One News along with you anywhere you go. And it's simple, especially for all Android users. All you need to do is head to the Google Play Store and look for the Channel One News app, and download it. And when you download it, you stay updated with every news item and information that we have for you. And interestingly, it just makes it easier for you to, stay updated with what's happening here in Ghana and and beyond, especially for people who travel a lot, people who move around a lot, but still want to stay updated and know what's going on. This is very simple. Head to the Google Play Store on your Android device. It could be your phone, it could be your tablet, and then you download the Channel One News app. Voila, very simple.
Beautiful. So let's bring you what is trending, and of course, DSTV is trending. We also have breast cancer awareness trending. We have Pink October trending. We have Liverpool trending. We'll tell you why shortly. But also Happy New Month is also trending. I understand some people are saying that, hey, their money not hit account and all that. But anyways, Happy New Month to all of you. Your money will hit your account shortly. And with DSTV, you know that the Communications Minister, Sabonate George, came out to say that, well, we've done something very good when it comes to the bouquet and all that. You get some additional channels and all that. You pay for access, we give you pay for party, we give you access, then you pay for access, you get the next one that has to be the upgrade, then so and so and so and so on. But people say that the thing has started hitting their account. Oh, they've started saying the reflection on the channels, like the numbers have increased and all that. Let's bring you some comments that people are talking about when it comes to what this really is. So this one, for instance, says that those guys talking plenty, not they use DSTV, bro. Yeah, so this one says that DSTV as at now, no charges. No changes on my channel.
I think it's batch by batch. It will get to you. Yeah, or probably he's even using a Nigerian one.
A Nigerian one.
Yeah.
So you caught yourself there.
He's probably pirating.
Hey. Now this one too from Jerry also says that who has a link to the Chelsea match? My DSTV isn't showing it. Well, let's see how that one is going to be. Or your DSTV subscription. Okay, that was a previous one there. This one too says that when last did you subscribe on your DSTV decoder? I almost forget what DSTV looks like. Really? Is that what you are saying? People, those who use DSTV, please give us updates. Why? To motivate some of us to get one. Then comment within this that my own has been upgraded. This is what we were talking about.
Woohoo!
That is a wow, that's great. So we are just hoping and praying that what the Communications Minister has said, that DSTV, sort of an agreement has been struck between the government of Ghana and DSTV, and also he's been able to push that sort of there's an upgrade. So you go in for party, you get access, you go in for access, you get a next one that is bigger than that one, then so on and so forth. The bigger one is the premium, but we are seeing how that one is going to stay for a very long time. So
I believe with what one of the commenters said, it's not like people who do not use DSTV seem to be the one. I don't want to use the phrase making noise, but they seem to be the one that do not understand how this works. That's why probably they are still asking for price reduction without realizing that they are just being upgraded. And if you want a price reduction, just downgrade.
Yeah,
That's
downgrade.
it. Yeah, but to be making, that means you don't know how it works. You probably don't have it.
Really?
Yeah. Noise.
Anyway, so that is it for DSTV for you, and the interesting comments that we've brought you there. But yesterday there was another one too from Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool lose to Galatasaray. That's 1-0 in the UCL group stage match, and Liverpool actually faced them yesterday in the group championship league match last night, and obviously there were banters, between the Twitter accounts, and from the Galatasaray official X account, it trolled Liverpool by saying, "You'll never walk alone, but sometimes you walk out without points."
Wow.
And anyway, shout out to Victor Osimhen, because he's the one that scored the Galatasaray. Scored for Galatasaray with a penalty kick. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope Kweku is watching this.
Let's read some comments on this.
This is a gift to Kweku.
Yeah. Okay. So this one says that they sank.
You'll never walk alone.
Galatasaray make sure they walk empty-handed. Really?
You'll never walk alone, but sometimes you walk out without points, dude. It's not about results. What made Liverpool special is sleeping away, and the spirit Gerrard once held on to and Klopp brought back. This doesn't feel like Liverpool. This thing sweet. The sweet thing about these group matches is there's no space for revenge. You will drink your L like orange. Well, no, say lemon juice or something.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. And Lipu, you never walk alone. We are here with you. We are here with you. At least you.
Okay, at least they're not working home. I know they're not working alone, so we have our hands like let's go, let's work.
But you are in red. You're
I know, it's just to make Kweku happy to say that. Okay, yeah, you lost, but yeah, I'll just wear red today.
Anyway, so let's bring you the video of the day. So this actually, I think he's talking about Google Map taking him to that place. The original video to this was that I understand it was a mechanic whose apprentice went driving someone's car and landed in the Odo. So this one is like a drain that connects to the Odo. I think this one is around that large or something. Then this is where the vehicle landed. Can you imagine? And this comedian Waris, has gone there to make fun out of it. That this is where.
Have you ever thought, like, has it ever happened to you before?
You take your car. You see.
Wait. This one. Let me give you an easy one. I'll give you a Google this thing to my house.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jesus.
It will take me to somewhere. Anyway.
Like you will end up in front of a gutter.
Really?
Yes. Take left. Take right. Take left. You will end up in front of a gutter.
I think sometimes people, you know, you can create it yourself.
No. You know, the only thing I think what you can do is, you know, you can actually pin your house.
Pin your house.
You know, to the maps. So, like, if you look at my area, you see because of the area it's developing. You see people, the Brown family, the Distinct family. You see it. You see everybody. You understand? So the problem is, I think that. Probably there was a way there, but people have started building.
Yeah, so they've blocked it.
They've blocked the roads.
This how come we need Engineer Abdullah Mahama, who is watching. He's a building engineer. He says that he likes your outfit. So engineer, good morning to you. We need you and all so that you can help us try and shape our communities well for the Google Map and all that.
Yeah,
so that's it.
And anyway, to all the Nigerians watching,
oh, today's
Happy Independence Day.
More. You know how to speak. You know how to sing the national anthem.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland with love and
Tinubu, come and take her away. Tinubu, come and take her away. Tinubu, come and take her away. Anyway.
Oh, but they changed the new. They changed it.
They have a new one.
They changed it. When Tinubu came,
and
the whole country could not get a grip of it, and they went back to the old one.
Anyway, we'll get an idea to actually sing that for us today on the show. But let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have a lot more for you on the show. Stick with us.
Almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trot from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwamio.
Senya God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and we actually started the show by reminding you that this month is Cyber Security Awareness Month. So now it's time for us to have a conversation on cyber security, and the whole topic is basically introduction to a safer you. Introduction to a safer you. And I feel like this topic is very important because at the age at which we are now, everybody is using the internet. Everybody is on the cyberspace. So you cannot say this topic does not concern you. So just sit back, relax as we get into the conversation. And joining us via Zoom is Professor Zorian Mitrovic, who's the CEO of Mitrovic Development and Research Institute and the official expert of the European Commission Research Executive Agency. Hi, Zorian.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You are welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So let's get into the conversation. Let's talk about cybersecurity. Tell us what it's all about and why it's important for us to have this conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just rectify a little bit your announcement. Yeah, I'm also working with the Digital Unbounded. Yeah, so it's very important connection for me.
Right.
Yes, that series is brought up in a partnership with you and Digital Unbounded Ghana.
Right.
So yeah, why it is important? Yeah, we know that 80% of successful cybersecurity attacks come through people, not through technology.
Mm-hmm.
You see, technology is getting better and better, particularly now when we're using artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And we can patch technology easily, but cannot patch people easily. So we have to raise awareness about modern threats and more importantly, how to avoid them.
Right.
So that's why we decided to raise awareness for two reasons. One is that this is the 22nd International Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, to bring people on the same page about cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
If I explain quickly why it is important, you see, our minds are that kind of faculties that are forgetting. and we have to remind our minds constantly. It is good that we forgetting bad things, but it's not good that we are forgetting good things. So our aim is to remind people about cybersecurity, to get them on the same page. It is about changing people's attitude, behavior, and then building cybersecurity culture of safety. Just a quick example. If we have an attitude about cybersecurity as non-important, so it will create our behavior. I do not care about cybersecurity.
Right.
And that will drive our actions and make a culture of negligence.
Right.
And I don't think we can afford that in this digital world.
Right, right. All right. So what are some of the, topics that we are going to be looking at in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah. We split this series into 3 different parts. And if I can say, every video is short and to the point. We are really not using confusing technical jargon so that everybody can understand it. So whether you are just browsing at home or running a business, you will be able to follow along easily. So the part 1 is all about daily essentials. We will show people easy but powerful habits for things like password management, mobile security, and safe browsing. So, the next part will be about common threats and how to spot them. We'll show people how to recognize typical scams, like phishing emails, like mobile money fraud, and even new tricks using AI. It's something called deep fakes. And the last part would be, it's tailored actually for different needs. So if you're a parent or business owner or just frequent online shopper, we got you covered.
Right. Okay, but
we're talking about everything from IoT security from your smart home to keeping kids safe and also protecting your private information. Sorry.
Okay, Prof. Just a quick one for me. I want to find out from you. You being the expert in the field, I'm sure you have also tried to find out why these people go into cyber issues or trying to hack into people's accounts and all that. What are the basic reasons behind these things?
Sorry, what is?
So I want to find out from you, when it comes to hacking someone's account or the mobile fraud and all that, you being an expert, per what you know, what are some of the reasons behind people going into hacking people's accounts and doing their own thing? And yes, details of that, if you can share with us.
Yes, you're asking about reason. Reason is simple. At the end of the day, it is money. It is a game. So if I hack your email and get your personal information, I can get into your accounts, particularly if you are using the same password for all your accounts, private and business, etc., etc. So first of all, I get your information that I can manipulate. I get into your bank account. I get into your private life, your business life, and can ruin it easily. I'm talking about bad people. So always is something to be gained, particularly something material and particularly money.
But when it comes to people being careful, is it that per what can be designed to help them, people are also supposed to do their own checks and be very careful so that they don't get their accounts hacked and all that?
Sorry, the connection is bad. So yes, sorry.
So as an expert, you would advise people on what they should do, i.e. how they should go about handling the accounts and also handling your email and all that so that it doesn't get hacked. But what I'm asking from you also is that what are the basic things an ordinary person can do to prevent him or herself from getting the account or say my email being hacked so that people can know my bank details and all that?
Thank you. Yeah, that protection, that's why we created this series, to teach people how to protect themselves. For example, we have to teach people to think before they click. That's the first thing. So they have to recognize that something is not good, and if it seems like not good, yeah, it is actually that way not good. They have, first of all, to check if, for example, somebody asks people to wire money to somebody, maybe family member or whatever it is, whoever it is. So they have, first of all, to check with other means, like ordinary phone, if that request is really valid or not. So we always have to be suspicious, not to obey what people ask us using technology, using internet. Always to check before we take any action.
Right.
Does this answer your question?
Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah. All right. So, Prof, any final words to the viewers concerning the series that we are going to be rolling out throughout this month? Any final words?
Yeah, I would just emphasize that no one can handle cybersecurity alone.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, our governments and businesses have a big part to play, but we all need to work together to make the digital world safer. So people must be properly aware and trained to make the digital world safer.
All right.
And the end of the day, I think this is the message that everyone needs to hear.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you. It was really nice talking to you, and we cannot wait to see what the series is going to look like. I'm excited to, see what comes up throughout this month, being the Cybersecurity Month. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be speaking to Professor Zorian Mitrovic, who is the CEO of Mitrovic Development and Research Institute and the official expert of the European Commission Research Executive Agency. Thank you so much. I mean, I enjoyed this conversation, and I like what he said at the end, that it's not just one person's job to handle issue of cybersecurity, because it's all hands on deck thing. Everybody should be,
and he also made mention of the government playing a role. Mind you, the government today is doing an official opening of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Let's cross over now to Bema Hall, located in Bema Camp, and bring you excerpts of what is happening there now. Let's cross over.
So within the financial system, it is very difficult to say you stop fraudsters from trying to defraud, but how prepared are the financial institutions and how prepared are the users of financial products? And that is why the Cybersecurity Authority and the work that they are doing is very relevant, particularly the one on mass public education. Because the weakest link within any cyber architecture is the user of the product. So within the financial space, we have done everything. The central bank, we are very highly regulated in that. When I say we are talking about the banks. So with our regulator, we are highly regulated. So we are forced, even where we do not want to invest, we are forced to do because we have to comply.